look at the pattern. If you look at just the side and the opposite angle, notice the other letters are the other two sides. So angle C, cosine C, opposite side, C squared, the other two sides, A and B. And again, notice this is kind of like the Pythagorean theorem, except we're subtracting something. So it's kind of like a little correction factor. Now, you only need to use this when you have three sides. And if you have three sides, the triangle may not be possible. We're going to look at something called the triangle inequality in a moment. The main problem is when you have the angle in between the two sides, because if you have the angle in between the two sides, or you have three sides, you cannot use the law of sines. Now, it's often convenient to rearrange this formula and have this alternative version. And notice what you're doing when you do that. If you subtract b squared and a squared, then you're going to divide by a negative, right? So that's why a squared plus b squared minus c squared over 2ab. You're just rearranging this formula. And if you can do that, then you'll have a little quicker time if you're looking for the angle, rather than putting it in this formula and then rearranging it from there. But no big deal. Okay, so here's two basic examples. This is what side angle side means. Okay, so this 37 is opposite to C. So the side C squared and the opposite angle cosine 37. And then the 11 and the 8, 11 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 11 times 8. Okay, and the same thing with here. Now we're looking for an angle, and we have three sides. So we at least got to get one of these angles first before we can do anything else. All right, so notice the 8 is the side opposite the angle C. So 8 squared equals the cosine of C. And the other two sides, some people call them the adjacent sides. 9 squared plus 9 squared minus 2 times 5 times 9. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what you should get for these two, so you can check to see that you can do this. So this is just really a calculation. So with this one, it's just a calculation, and you take the square root. So you should get 6.666. But the bottom one, and notice how I'm going to this one. The last step, we're going to divide by negative. Right, so when we subtract 5 squared and 9 squared, it's going to be 8 squared minus 5 squared minus 9 squared, but then when we divide by the negative, that switches that. And then 2 5/9 on the bottom. If you do this, you should get the fraction 42 over 90, which is less than 1. So that means this triangle is possible, because if you get a cosine ratio greater than 1, then it's not possible. Okay, then you want to find the angle, so you take the arc cosine, and you should get this angle 62.1818.